Hey guys, Mike from Nielsen Enterprises, and today we're talking about the 2022 Polaris Slingshot R. There are some minor changes for the 22 model. This is the R model, which is the top of the line. You've got the S, the SLR, and the R. All of them you can kind of mix and match features and options, but this one is the top of the line. New for 22, the R comes with wrapped Brembo brakes, and you can get a sport top as well for this Slingshot. And they've got now a nice new sporty designed hood with some functional venting on it as well. So we'll talk about some of the features. Please follow along, and we'll have another video that's going to go into some really technical details on the Slingshot. But today we're just going to give you a general overall of what to expect with the Polaris Slingshot. So let's get started. So under the hood, you've got an inline 4-cylinder, 2-liter ProStar engine, 203 horsepower. If you're not familiar with the Slingshot, a few years back, it used to be powered by a Chevrolet or a GM motor. They've since changed that for increased performance, and they've had really great luck with this Polaris proprietary motor. It really moves this thing along. 0 to 60 is about 4.5 seconds, so it's certainly not a slouch on the road. So that is what powers this Slingshot. Mated to this 2-liter ProStar engine is what's called the auto drive transmission. If you're not familiar with it, a few years back, these used to only come in manual trans. Polaris had a customer base that was interested in automatic transmissions. There's not simply enough room to put a standard automatic transmission under here. So they took their manual transmission and they added technology that would actually shift it for you. So it drives and feels like a manual transmission when you're driving it, but it is automatically shifted for you. So it feels a little different than a traditional car would feel. So the first time you drive it, it's a different experience, but certainly not a bad one. So you've got your leather wrapped steering wheel, you've got steering wheel controls, cruise control, volume and audio. If you're a Polaris customer, you might be familiar with this system. It looks much like the previous ride commands found on some of the other UTVs. It does have a Rockford Fosgate audio system in it. I will tell you, if you are an audiophile person and music is your thing, well, it does sound good. You might be seeking for more. Having said that, you're asking a lot out of getting really nice, crisp audio out of something that's completely open air. Even convertible vehicles are very difficult to get audio out. So keeping that in mind, it does sound good, but it might leave a little bit more to desired if you're the audiophile type person. As we talked about earlier, you do have your auto drive system. You'll notice there is no park. So much like an automatic transmission, or I should say a manual transmission, you have your gears and a neutral, and you use your emergency brake, or your parking brake rather, when you're stopped and parked. So the reason there is no park is because, again, this is not a traditionally styled automatic transmission due to the space and the technology of the Slingshot. Having said that, it shifts nice and crisp, and there is no disadvantage short of it doesn't feel natural the first time you drive it. So the front styling of this is really aggressive. You've got some awesome LED style lights. You've got your LED headlight, your turn signals, everything's LED. This vehicle just demands attention when you're on the road. Everyone turns and looks. It adds to the fun factor of the vehicle, just its bold, awesome look. If you notice the width of it, when you're going through the turns and corners, it does just eat up the corners really well. So the handling is probably nothing like you've ever driven before if you haven't driven one of these previously. So obviously one-wheel drive. You've got a huge 305, 30, 20-inch wheel, ton of meat to get that over 200 horsepower to the ground. This thing pushes along just awesome. The suspension travel is great. You can actually sit in this thing and take a long distance. I'm over 6 feet, and I'm very comfortable in it. It is incredibly comfortable to take on a long ride. So it's not just something for just around town. Take it out, explore it, and go see some new places. Also part of the R and what is available now is the full Brembo brake system, which was not available previously. Thanks for watching the video. If you're interested in one of these Slingshots, check out Nielsen Enterprise in Lake Villa. They are the largest Midwest Powersport dealership. or check them out online at nielsens.com. We'll see you guys on the road.